And jet.
I fought the major, well related, so a jet. 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 I made That's like my fucking husky when everyone starts making like noises. He goes, I'm gonna join in, gonna go for that one note I know. And then like my little Jack Russell's like, what the fuck's going on? And everyone just looks at him like, fuck off. We don't love you as much.
In the fridge. This has turned into quite the menagerie.
Yeah. Hey, and welcome to the Sonic Squeeze. Here we are. This is one of our newer series. This is album suggestions. This is where one of us chooses an album that the other two haven't listened to, and we force them to listen to it and get feedback.
At gunpoint.
At gunpoint. I won the toss. Grow up, children, okay? I won the toss, which means... No, I'm not going to even go down that rabbit hole. And so I got to choose... Don't start me. I got to choose...
Don't start you.
Because
fucking engine.
He starts coughing, I'll start coughing.
You start me up, I'll never stop.
And now I've got to finish the song. You'd make a grown man cry. So, the album I chose the other two to listen to was Bad As Me, Tom Waits. What a fan-dabby-dozy album. It's just one of my faves. I chose it because it's one of his more eclectic albums, as well as it being his most recent album. I thought this will be a really good taster of what Tom Waits is all about. So, let's get into this. I'm going to start off with the first track here, Chicago. What are you guys feeling on this? James?
I think it was awful.
Seriously?
No, I just wanted to make you upset.
I would have been genuinely upset if you didn't like it.
I know, that's what I said. No, it was good.
It really... I know about Tom Waits. I've got Rain Dogs by Tom Waits. I know what he sounds like. When I came into this, I immediately got the experimentation that I kind of expected. And not only that, but it gave me this kind of new style. Something that was very unique to this album. And I thought this song really kicked off the album in a really good way.
Yeah,
And of course it, solidifies my opinion that Tom Waits is a ridiculously good storyteller.
It's the truth. How do you feel about Chicago?
That is definitely his main strength is his lyrics and his storytelling and stuff.
Definitely.
And how interesting everything is and different everything is. All of his instrumentations are varied and cool as fuck. So many instruments in there. There's just instruments all over the place. And you're just listening to stuff.
Styles.
There's a thing in there. Yeah, styles as well. You get so much jazz and blues, but then there's so much other stuff in there.
He fucks with
There's
shit.
some real folky tracks in here as well. Some soul-y tracks. There's so much stuff where he's just doing different things.
On most of his albums, I get big country vibes from him, but he always dements things slightly.
Yeah.
And it's just so awesome. I think one of the most incredible things about his sound, a really unique sound you get from all of his albums, is that he's interested in junkyard bands. He basically drives around the place and he'll see something at the side of the road and he'll come out and hit it with his shoe, and if it makes a good sound he puts it in the back of his car. And then he goes and samples it, which is why you have these amazing percussive noises.
Does that mean that he has to get out of his car, take his shoe off?
It isn't always his shoe, but it just strikes me
He brings
something.
around a spare striking shoe.
Yeah.
Striking
The
shoe?
striking shoe.
What's that in
Gets out of his
what's that in the
box
boot of your car?
and just donk.
Oh, that's just my striking shoe.
And then the hitchhiker gets out and runs.
That's just my
striking shoe. And he's like, I already thought you were weird. I'm fucking out.
I love this guy so much. He's just so strange and amazing. I want to be him, but I do want to be him. I would love to be him. But if not, I'd love to meet him someday and just touch him. I want to touch greatness. I want to reach out and touch Tom Waits. Did you know Keith Richards and Flea?
Yes, were on the album.
They were.
I did look up. There was a huge list of names of people who played stuff for this
Yes.
album. Ridiculous. And all sorts of instruments, like I said before. And you just hear so much
It's
stuff.
like we were listening to a musical album.
Oh my
All
god.
sorts of instruments.
Okay, have you guys got any favourite tracks you'd like to throw at me? Like, that we could talk about?
Well, I just want to talk for a bit about his voice in general.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think he manages to be so emotive and so interesting with his storytelling and have different vibes to every track and have everything
Yeah, the
put
different
forward really
voices,
well.
different singing styles, and those
Yeah.
different tracks.
And I still don't like his voice.
Really?
And I don't like, aesthetically, I don't like the sound of his voice. But, like, I can still get over it because, like, you can tell, like, there's emotion and different things on each of the tracks. And even if I don't like the sound of it, I'm like, it's cool, though. It's like the one we watched the video for, Hell Broke
Loose, yeah.
It's like on that, I don't like necessarily like the way he's singing, although I think, but I like even though I don't like it sound wise, I think it fits that song and that thing so well.
Yeah, I don't think it was meant to be pleasant.
Yeah,
to
but
listen
like
to.
I don't, but like everything he does, like
That was a poor
always
choice of
the
words.
voice he does.
Well, I don't think it's meant to be a comfortable listen. I think it's meant to be fucking violent and
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, but
terrifying.
And everything he does, his voice will fit with what he wants to do in the song. And even though I don't like it, I'm like, this is impressive.
I love his voice.
I love his voice.
I think he gets across the rawness while still being a very... And it's so coarse and aggressive. A very whiskey drinking voice.
I got a quote here from like someone who
Drunk
critiques
and
him.
smoked way too much.
It said, "His voice sounds like it was soaked in a vat of bourbon, left hanging in a smokehouse for a few months, and then taken outside and run over with a car."
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Which was what I was introduced to the album Mule Variations, is how I got into him. And that is the album where he goes big time on the gravelly kind of stuff.
While he's doing that, he still gets across like a fragility.
Yeah, the amazing thing is when he tries to sing like a soft spoken song these days, and you can just hear him like he doesn't even reach the notes so great, but it works even better. It's even more emotive. It's even more like he's really trying to pour his heart
It's kind
out.
of like the Sia thing you were talking about, where her voice will break on notes, but it's like it's not that it's like she can't sing it properly. It's like
it's
no,
even
it works.
better.
Yeah.
Even more emotive.
While we're on, well, since we mentioned Hell Broke Loose,
Yes.
Yes.
that was a crazy good track.
It was crazy good track.
Crazy atmospheric.
I was talking, I think I mentioned to you guys, like, the difference between this and the Muse song Psycho. Was it called Psycho? It was on drones. And it's essentially like a war protest song. And it just sucked ass. Like, absolute ass. It had no feeling behind it. It had no, like, substance. It was just... But this song, it's fucking violent and makes a point. And is, like, scary. And I think the clapping sounds... Like, the rhythm, it's the best clapping sounds I've ever heard. This is from someone who spent a lot of time trying to record claps in, like, his room for songs. This guy is a professional when it comes to recording clapping.
Professional clapmeister.
Exactly.
Nice.
Sounds like someone who has venereal diseases.
Nice.
They call me the clapmeister.
Bad as Me.
Oh.
Very
That was a
similar,
good song.
in
Yeah.
my opinion, to
Yeah.
the style of Hell Broke Loose. Big drum sound.
But less, like, I feel like Hell Broke Loose is like the extreme of Bad As Me.
True.
Whereas Bad As Me has more of sort of just a melodic, sort of songy element. And I liked it a lot.
For me, Bad As Me is like the kind of demented clown kind of side of him. And there's that kind of goofy voice that's like...
And you get, like, a lot of... We were talking about the variety and stuff on this album. Another one of my favourite songs that I'd mention is Face to the Highway.
Oh, same.
Which, if you have that and Hell Broke Loose, they're, like, the opposite of this album. Like, the polar opposites. And they both work so well.
And that was a very classic Tom Waits track, in my opinion.
Mm.
And I felt as though this album kind of had two sides to it. It kind of had... This is Tom Waits doing like a full track and trying to put loads of instrumentation behind it. But then he'd have other ones where he'd really strip it down. And they both work so well with each other because he's getting like that same mood across in all of them. But songs like Last Leaf, which is like a guitar ballad with Keith
That was
Richards
sung
on,
with Keith Richards as well.
backing Vox.
That's actually probably one of my least favourite songs on the album.
Really?
Last Leaf, yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And same with Kiss Me.
Kiss Me is one of my favourites.
Piano, lead guitar, kind of ballad thing with like this vinyl distortion on vocals and stuff like that. Fantastic. Pay Me, kind of like a guitar
like
with an accordion ballad with a piano outro, piano reeves. So good.
I loved
Really
hearing
love
like
that
the kind of styles you'd get here. Like you'd hear like country, like I said. You'd also hear like classic rock and roll, like 50s kind of Chuck Berry style, but like demented.
Yeah, like in Get Lost.
Get Lost, yeah.
The guitar solo in that was very 50s, wasn't it?
It's just fantastic. As well as the storytelling you get across in like, even if it doesn't sound like a country song, it still has the kind of narrative and storytelling that you'd find in a country song throughout like a lot of his tracks.
This album was a smack in the face, and I liked it.
I like getting smacked in the face if it's the right person. Don't get any ideas, Gareth. So,
However, I have to say, I wasn't a massive fan of the final two tracks.
no?
I
What, Hell Broke Loose and New Year's Eve?
No, Tell Me and After You Die. Were they
That's deluxe.
deluxe?
Deluxe edition.
I'm getting on Gareth.
I was
Gareth's hype
I was going
here.
to agree with you because I thought New Year's Eve was quite weak as a closer.
I think he really liked the song. You know, it's the Old Lang Syne.
I'm going to be honest. I think New Year's Eve would have been the best way of closing the album, and I'm glad that that's the way.
That
it's
is the way it was, yeah.
Wicked. Nice. Fuck those last three. They were alright, but I don't think they were as strong as the rest of the album. I understand why they weren't on the full standard edition.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve was a fantastic closer, ending it with like brass after doing like an accordion
I
and
love it when it
guitar
goes brass.
ballad as well.
Mm.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Okay, favourite songs, Gareth?
Face to the Highway, Bad as Me, Chicago, Satisfied.
Cool.
Unusual ordering you've got there. I'll go with... There's quite a lot, actually. It's
Yeah,
like
same.
more than half the album. Chicago. Talking at the Same Time. Pay Me. Bad as Me. Last Leaf. Hell Broke Loose. And that's it.
Sweet. Mine would be Chicago, Rage Right Man, Talking at the Same Time, Face to the Highway, Bad as Me, Kiss Me, Hell Broke Loose.
I would also put Kiss Me back in the crowd and some others in there.
Listen to the whole album, guys,
But,
seriously.
Yeah, like... I cut them out because there's too many.
Okay, Gareth, I'm going to ask you for your score out of 10.
Well, I still
Get your score out of 10. Looking for you.
I still think I think I'll be lower than both of you on this because I think I just don't get into his style as much, but I can see where the good is in it. It's like one of those things where I'm like, if anyone asked me about Tom Waits, I'd be like, oh, he's good, but I don't think I'd spend much time listening to it. I'd say 8 out of 10.
Cool. James?
You're correct. 9 out of 10. I'm correct in the sense that
Yeah, we get it.
you,
It's cool.
you gave less, not...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, because I like his other albums, possibly, I like some of his other albums possibly more than this, like Alex, I'd give it 10. And I'd give Mule Variations a 10. Like I said, I chose this one because it's quite eclectic. It's like a lot of his different styles sort of put into one album. So I'm going to give it a 9. Like a strong 9. Even though I love some of these songs, like, to death. Yeah, what do you guys think of Tom Waits and his Bad As Me album? James is going to be hitting us up with his album suggestion next week. Do you know what it's going to be yet?
Maybe.
Okay, he's keeping it under his, he's keeping it close to his chest.
I was about to say, like, what it was, but to be honest, it should be a surprise.
yeah, sure. Well, leave us a little comment. Tweet at us, at Sonic Squeeze. And, thanks ever so much for watching us. We'll see you tomorrow. Because we have a video every day, I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.